if I make a fatal mistake while speaking on stage? Hey! You know, most of the fear of public speaking is steeped in this question. So let's address it. On stage. Are the common mistakes that people make on stage? One very common mistake is called the mental block. Mental block. This is a situation where you are talking, and as you're talking, you lose your train of thought. It's gone, and you're having difficulty getting it back. Right there on stage. The second one is verbal slips. Now, this is particularly common with us non-native English speakers, right? Especially if it's your second language, there's a tendency that your brain is translating the information in your native tongue and you're trying to figure out how to say it properly, or you're just tongue-tied. It happens to the best of us, okay? You have difficulty saying the words properly. The words are not coming out right. A verbal slip. What's the third one? Is tech. So technical issues. You've done everything you're supposed to do, but then the mic is not working. The computer is malfunctioning. Right, so something that is supposed to be assisting you is now demanding more attention from you than you need it to in the moment when you need it to be helping you. You know, tech can do that to you sometimes. So what do you do?
And welcome to my YouTube channel. If this is your first time here, make sure you subscribe and hit the notification bell so you always get notified when something new comes up on my channel.
In each of these situations, we're going to be breaking down how to handle each one of them. Understand this, that making a mistake on stage is not the end of the world. You've heard the saying, the world is your stage. Literally, it is. So if you make mistakes on this stage, it doesn't mean there's no other stage waiting for you. The world is your stage. Oh, come on now. Come on. Okay, most of the best speakers in the world have made mistakes. They've said something they shouldn't have said. They have lost their train of thought. They have had tech play tricks on them. They have misspelled, mispronounced, said things that they should have said differently. It may have seemed like a disaster in the moment. The audience doesn't think so. Usually the audience understands. Because one thing you need to understand is hopefully your audience is human. And being human means that mistakes come with the territory. So relax, breathe. So that's the first step, right? To deal with a mental block. Pause and breathe. Many of us forget to do that in those moments because it's like, oh my God, the world has ended. I have failed. I am dead. Nothing good is going to happen after this. Somebody killed me already. Where is my casket? Come on. Calm down and breathe. Okay, so that's the first step. Now, if you breathe and it still hasn't come, what else can you do? So another step would be to repeat the last sentence. You said something before that was supposed to flow into the next step, except you forgot. So you could say it again, like you see in this video. Or you could just divert the conversation to something else. So if you engage the audience in something else, asking them a question, or saying, let me put this another way. Let me put this another way works when you remember the concept of what you're trying to say, but you don't remember the exact words or the way in which you wanted to say it. You just put it another way. Okay, so you started to say something. And so the symptoms, and so the signs, and so, okay, let me put it another way. When you're feeling like this, you may experience some things like this. Okay? So you find that you've just rephrased and you're good to go and you continue to flow. But where the thought has completely left you, like I don't even know what to do, change to something else. Give it a break. Engage the audience, ask them a question. How many of you have ever dealt with a situation like the one I just described? So that helps you to gain time, to recount your steps, helps your brain to rejig, and also keeps the audience engaged so they're not wondering what is going on with our speaker, right? So those three are likely to help you in the case of a mental block. Next, we have the verbal slip. Oh, what happens when your mouth is not delivering the message you send to it? So your brain is saying one thing, your mouth is doing its own thing, like this one. So what do you do? Okay. The first thing you need to do is laugh it off. Yeah. Oh boy. It looks like my brain has gone on a coffee break. Guys, what is this? Okay? Audiences love people who don't take themselves too seriously. Don't make us nervous just because you had a mishap. We all have mishaps. Take us into it. Take us on the journey with you. We can relate. Somebody made a mistake just as they were stepping into that hall. Somebody is making a mistake right now. Somebody is going to make a mistake today. Let them know that you get it. Make this mistake. Tell them, looks like something's up. Looks like my mouth is not flowing well. But you guys know what I'm talking about, right? Thank you. Okay, so we move. All right? And you do that, and it tells them that you're not high and mighty and above error, but that even in the midst of error, we're in this together. Okay? And they feel like they can relate to you. So laugh it off. That's one. Another one is correct and move on. So I go, in that video I had the trypanosomiasis. Guys, can you guys say it? Trypanosomiasis. You guys are good, better than me. Okay, we move. All right, and you do that, and it's not a big deal, and everybody can relate. All right. Another one is to use humor. Okay, so I use the example of your brain going on break. Somebody's brain has gone off on a coffee break. Yeah, welcome back. Okay, it'll be funny, and just have fun and move on. Okay, so the last one. So we talked of 3 ways, right? Use humor, correct yourself, and of course laugh it off. And now for the technical issues where your mic is refusing to function properly. Testing. Hello. Check microphone. Okay, so your mic is not working. What do you do? One option is to let the tech people handle it. And while they're handling it, engage the audience. So anything from stretch exercises, everybody, you guys must be exhausted now, sitting down all this time. Let's do some workouts. Stand up, everybody. Hands to the left, stretch. To the right, stretch. Hands up, stretch. I mean, that's fine if you are good with stretching and you already do stretches. I do stretches all the time. So, not a problem. You don't want to embarrass yourself and hook a muscle right there on stage. That would be disastrous. So do something you're comfortable with. If you sing, you could say, okay, let's sing la 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 la. How many people are sopranos here? How many are altos? How many are tenors? Okay, I'm going to teach you guys a song. You can use song. You can use nursery rhyme. How many people? What's the earliest nursery rhyme you remember from when you were a kid? There's so many things we can relate to, right? What's your favorite meal? What would you, if you had your way and you were to have your last meal ever on earth and you were aware, what would it be? Food for thought. You're just engaging them in some impromptu speaking opportunity that allows them to also talk among themselves. Okay, put yourselves in groups of 3. Now I want each of you to begin to tell one another a story, starting with blah. And tell us what you come up with. By the time you've given them time to do that, they're going to engage with the people around them. You're going to have time to sort out your tech issues, and then you're back. So just engaging the audience helps you to buy time to fix the problem, and also helps them to be comfortable with that situation. All right, so those are some of the things that you can do. If you are online and you had the same situation, your slides refuse to function, what do you do? Now, in such a case, one option would be to tell the audience that you're going to deliver this message without the slides, but you're going to need them to buy in because you're going to need their imagination. And then you paint the pictures of the things that are on the slides, because you already have the content, right? The slides are just supposed to assist you anyway, so you can make that work. Another option, like on Zoom, for example, on Google Meet, is to use the whiteboard and draw the things that need some visuals in the absence of your slides. So that's assuming your slides are not functioning well. What if the problem is the very app itself? People are trying to log in and they're having difficulty. You have a group of people on WhatsApp and you're trying to get them to join you on Zoom or join you on Google Meet. There's so many different tech issues that can come up. But what I'm just saying is have a backup plan. So one is your backup plan. Two is you want to have the flexibility and adaptability to be able to cope with the situation. Okay. And three is feel free to improvise. Now, it's important to always understand this. Have a mindset shift about mistakes. Sometimes the mistake is working for your good. I'm a person of faith, and so I strongly believe that at the end of the day, all things will work together for good, for those who love God. All right? So hopefully you've prayed before your event, and so you know that God is in control. So the fear of making mistakes keeps people from even trying, and I think that's just the worst thing that a mistake can do to you. Instead, embrace it. Here's the thing. When you make a mistake on stage and you get past it one way or the other, you're going to learn how to do it, how not to do it, some kind of lesson that is going to be useful the next time you're on stage. It's also going to be useful in teaching someone else that, hey, I was in this situation and I improvised, and guess what? It works. And now we have two options in the place of one. Do you get it? It's a learning experience. It's like learning to swim, learning to drive, learning to do any other skill. You get better as you do it. All right, so thank you so much. That marks the end of this video. If you liked this video, you like the content, please go ahead, share it across with your friends and family. Hit that notification bell so you always, did you notice? Verbal slip? Notification. Hit that notification bell so you always get informed when something new comes up on my channel. And don't forget to subscribe. Thank you so much, and I look forward to seeing you in the next video. Bye for now.